Mother of 7 kids. I am married for 18 and a half years. I love the Lord. I have been through some stuff, which is why there's a hole in my neck. Apart from 7 C-sections and a bunch of other surgeries. I love life, and I am so blessed to live in America and to be able to just have freedom, to cherish my family, to wake up every day and be able to give my family amazing food. Not that I cooked, but not much of a cook. But I try. 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I was pregnant with my 5th baby. We were getting kicked out of our house that we were renting because our landlord was getting ready to sell a bunch of his properties. We didn't decide. We asked the Lord for help because that's what we do. We had like $200 to our name or something that was saved. We couldn't move out on that. We didn't have, Reno was just as bad as any other place, but you could not get good. It was hard to move out into a new apartment or a new house or whatever. Anyway, we just believed that God was doing something great. I didn't know that I had cancer at the time, but I knew that I was pregnant. I knew that I couldn't talk. I knew that we were getting kicked out, and I was just like, Lord, I believe that you're doing something good. And also, I believe that those that give to the poor lend to the Lord, and you will give back, plus interest. So, that's Proverbs 19:11, I think, something like that. So I was like, I would like a house. I would like a fence. I would like to be at least 4 bedrooms. I'd like at least 2 baths. So I just laid out what I would like. I think I said I wanted it to be 2 stories because my kids like 2 stories. And then we remembered that God had told us we were going to get a house the year before. So we started knocking on doors. My husband knocked on doors. I had my baby. Our landlord gave us like 6 months grace. We continue to have grace in that house, even though all the other houses around us that were his sold. He continued to give us another month, and then another month, and then another month. My father-in-law put down 10 grand on a property. We put a mobile on it. People started giving funding to my cancer cause, and that's how we got a house. Most of it, a lot of the money went to my cancer cause, but it also went to the house. And so I'm doing all this juicing, I'm doing all these coffee enemas, I'm doing some raw garlic and you name it, spirulina, not yummy stuff. And I hear the Lord say 10 weeks. And I was like, okay, sweet, 10 weeks, I'm going to be cancer-free. I believe it. I'm going to do all the right things. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be faithful. 10 weeks came, and I did not get the good news that I hoped at that time. But we did get the keys to this miraculous house that there was no way we could have gotten that day. It had been 10 weeks. And a little bit later, I went and got some but thermogram. I think that's what it's called, thermology. And it looked like the cancer was at bay. It looked like it was not growing. It looked like it had shrunk or something. We didn't have a before picture. We only had a during picture. But the guy said it doesn't look like there's anything significant going on with this cancer. So I was like, sweet, I'm healed. Yes. And I was like, if I was healed, and I am, I would eat this ice cream. And I did. And I started not being able to talk anymore. Because I started being able to talk. Yep. And I went down to like 92 pounds, which is like 30 pounds less than I was previous to my pregnancy. I was mostly muscle, so I was kind of funny looking. I was mistaken as being like a 15-year-old. I did a lot of reverse aging during that time, which was great. And I got to the point where I couldn't breathe on my own. I didn't know I couldn't breathe on my own, but I didn't know I couldn't breathe on my own until the day before I got my trach. I'd asked for a trach on a Friday, and I had it placed on a Monday, I think. Anyway, 23rd of September is when I had it put in, 2016. So I go in, everything's hunky-dory. The night before, it was like, Satan was like, you're gonna die. He was like squishing my throat, my airway. There was like, I asked over and over and over again for Jesus to breathe for me, which he said he was doing. So I woke up. Miraculously. I get there, they're about to do the trach, and I can see on the monitor that I have 100% oxygen saturation. But when they went in there, when they got me open, they couldn't see any airway. So, I think Jesus was doing what he said. I think he was breathing for me. Because I had 100% oxygen saturation, so, it's kind of hard to argue with. I also believed that he told me that my vocal cords were cocooned, and there was 0% metastasis. It was just my vocal cords that were full of cancer. I believed he told me I was going to get to the other side. So I was just rejoicing. I was just loving life. I was just so grateful. I was stuck there for 2 weeks. Got a really nice vacation. It's been a lot of time in the hospital. But I got to pray for so many people. One of the guys came in. He was our respiration therapist. And he just started telling us his life story about why he didn't believe in God anymore. I was just listening to my Bible. Couldn't really talk to him anyway. But he just asked my husband to lay hands on him and pray for him, and he rededicated his life to Jesus. Then he brought other people into his house, and they were studying the Bible together. They rededicated their lives to Jesus. So it was awesome. I mean, totally God. Later, I started hearing sounds on my vocal cords. Or I assumed they were vocal cords that I didn't know were in existence. I was like, how can I make sound without vocal cords? Because they melted with the radiation and the chemo. And the doctor is looking. He doesn't know what he's looking at. But as over time he sees my vocal cords turn sideways. And one is like a shelf, like this. It's like a shelf, so it protects me from aspirating, which is where stuff would go into your lungs and you would cough and cough and cough and cough due to paralysis of the vocal cords. It's pretty common. But there was a shelf there, and on the opposite side of the shelf there was a perfect little piece of scar tissue that formed. Come this way. And it serves as a vocal cord. It's harnessed on the end of my arytenoid, which is the little muscle that's outside of your vocal cord. And that's how I talk. And that's how I sing. I had 2 kids after that. Even though I was severely underweight and my thyroid was almost non-existent as far as producing hormones. All glory to Jesus. All glory to God.